Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the Jupiter in Virgo transit for 2015 to 2016, part 2, and I'm going to be talking about how it may impact the zodiac signs Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, and this applies to, yes, the ascendant, sun, and moon. First thing I want to get, though, actually, is that I believe I omitted something in my first part of this series. And as far as just collectively how Jupiter in Virgo transit may impact others, and I think we may see perhaps a rise in fuel efficient vehicles because Virgo is associated with frugality, and it may be where people desire to conserve the energy and maybe save a few bucks in the process by driving more hybrid vehicles, perhaps solar powered and electric powered cars as an example, walking more to work, and perhaps maybe taking a bus as well, for example, riding a bicycle to work. So those are some things I think you might see during this transit as well. Now, let me start out, of course, with Aries. Now, with Aries, this person may show more exuberance in work in general, and as far as matters pertaining to health, work, and service. There may be more exuberance connected with their pets and more happiness, and it could show that this person might be work vigorously in maybe learning some new things on the job, perhaps, and really and actually enjoy doing it, and maybe a sense of being more jocular with fellow employees. So those are some things I think to look at as far as Aries goes. Now, we'll go to Taurus. Now, the fifth house will be emphasized with the sign Taurus. Now, Taurus is generally a hard worker anyway, but you might see Taurus being working laboriously in matters in conjunction with their creative endeavors, more enthusiasm connected with love. This might be more of a fortuitous and propitious period for Taurus as far as romance may go. If the Taurus person doesn't have a significant other, maybe this is the time where they embark on some kind of romance and they have some good fortune connected with this. Now, there might be a period because Jupiter is in Virgo, maybe more analytical, intellectual enjoyment and amusement. As many of you know, on my football YouTube channel, during the football season, I do my NFL prognostications, and obviously there is a lot of analysis with my stats that I do in trying to ascertain who's going to win week to week. But maybe for me, having Taurus rising, maybe there might even be an increase in more exuberance connected with this during that period. Also, gambling and speculation may increase for Taurus people during this period. So just be careful, Taurus people out there. You're generally a prudent, assiduous sign, but don't be too foolhardy in these matters. So now for Gemini, the fourth house is what's emphasized, and this could indicate that home and family life may be more fortuitous during this period. Jupiter, for the most part, I see it as very benign and it's beneficial or what have you, but Jupiter can be paradoxical and can also just enlarge things that's not always being great. And this could expand matters in the home. There might be a lot more work maybe that has to be done, such as home renovations during this period. And those are some things to perhaps consider as far as Jupiter traversing, or I should say Jupiter emphasizing the fourth house for Gemini. Now, there may be greater happiness and buoyancy connected with emotional security during this period as well. And there might be more happiness and joking along as far as family members, and a strong, maybe more of an exuberance in terms of maybe learning about perhaps the roots and things connected with the traditions in this person's life. So, well, the next sign for the zodiac sign Cancer, the third house is what's emphasized for this transit. And this could be someone that maybe experiences being more expansive in connection with their neighbors in their neighborhood, taking the short journeys. There might be a lot more analytical communication with others. There might be more, if the person has siblings, more exuberance and more really a very happy period perhaps with them. And if the person has a vehicle, there might be, in some cases, there might be more analysis connected with this, and there might be a period where this person may really strongly want to do like a diagnosis with their vehicles, because the vehicles are often connected with short journeys, and Virgo is about being analytical. So those are some things to look at as far as the Cancer zodiac sign. Now, as far as Leo goes, with Leo, the second house will be emphasized, and this can indicate much expansiveness, optimism, maybe in perhaps working laboriously to generate income, and making money may be very fortuitous for this period, for Leo during this period, and it could be something where this person may make a little more money than originally anticipated, or unanticipated financial gain. And Leo, being as magnanimous as Leo is, would very readily be willing to share this with others, I believe, as well. There might be more emphasis in the analysis as far as their values, their self-esteem, their self-worth during this period. Might be more energy being injected perhaps into maybe acquiring more possessions and working hard to attain this as well. So those are some things to consider with Leo. Now, with Virgo, this is hitting, this is the first house being emphasized. So the one thing to consider is that there might be a propensity to gain weight during this period, as Jupiter traversing or at least emphasizing that first house area. It could really be about especially when Jupiter makes the conjunction to the first house or is in the first house of the person's chart. So at the same time, people may notice that this person may be more effervescent, more jocular, and more of a happy-go-lucky nature during this period, and just show more happiness and being more philosophical. Also, on the negative side, though, that Virgo needs to be careful, because Virgo is generally a prudent and premeditative sign. But it can also, having Jupiter in the first can make, or I should say emphasizing the first house, can make one more audacious and foolhardy during the period. So those are some things to look at as far as Virgo goes. And anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the Jupiter in Virgo transit 2015-2016 for the signs Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. And stay tuned next time, where I will be talking about part 3 of the Jupiter in Virgo transit and the possible impact on the signs Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. 2 things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel, but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.